to hold.
He thought he could walk upright through a battlefield and not get hit by a bullet. Not be harmed at all. Actually, he may have been very naive. This guy thought Boxing Day was a day of fights in a ring. Little did he know it was a day after Christmas when the Canadians are putting away the holiday ornaments, decorations, and the retailers are using the opportunity to have crazy discounts so they could reduce the inventory. That they didn't have to put away the inventory, because if they sold it for really cheap, they have a whole holiday for that. I guess USA has after Christmas sales too, but it's actually after New Year's Day. Well, about that guy, it is too much to list. As a matter of fact, he probably already told many of his stories, and he's probably a below average guy. Maybe just hearing his story may bring you to an advantage in your existence. People said, someone somewhere said life is a risk, but you have to weigh the risk and the reward. I was in my early 20s when I went to go visit Northwest. In the Northwest, it was around November, the first time I ever went. Actually, up to that point, it's been a while since I was on an airplane. But I flew. I flew to the Northwest, Canada, also known as Vancouver. I landed in an area called Delta, British Columbia. It might actually be where, I think they call it Richmond. I think Richmond is actually where the airport is. Well, I didn't really know what kind of adventure I was going to embark on. But it's funny, this time of year I think about the holidays because it all took place around the holiday season. As a matter of fact, the second time I went there was a couple weeks later, and it was around Thanksgiving time. I was working at Disneyland at the time, and well, you're not supposed to take Thanksgiving Day off unless you have someone cover your shift. But even if you have someone covering your shift, you're technically not supposed to be taking any time off during Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is the real beginning of the holiday time at the Disneyland Resort area. That was around 2000. End of, actually it was 1999, 2000 when I worked over there. I did do a video about my little bit of a Disney stay, but while I was at Disneyland, I did meet this one girl. And I was flattered because the girl was persistent in talking to me. Little did I know at the time she was there with her boyfriend. So she's trying to cultivate a relationship with me while she's in a relationship. I doubt very much, now that I've been through all that, I doubt that she had any innocent intentions for that relationship. But anyways, I'm sorry, I got totally distracted. This video is about Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. And Boxing Day is one of those days that I guess it would be like our version of Black Friday. But maybe in Canada by now they probably have a Black Friday. Maybe. But they don't have Thanksgiving like we do. So it is a different country. So let's think about me at the time. I thought I could walk through a battlefield and not get shot. I thought I could walk through a battlefield and not be harmed at all. Little did I know that I was going to embark on some major harm to my soul and mind and heart. Again, I'm getting distracted, sorry. I was just thinking about that guy who I was during that time. So let's go back to Boxing Day. So after Christmas here in the United States, there is probably a lot of sales. I mean, by all means, I mean, even in the Northwest, even in Canada, Boxing Day is not a day. I thought, originally I thought Boxing Day was one of those days that people fought in a ring. Yeah. I thought, whoa, that's weird. Why would they have a holiday after Christmas for people to fight in a ring? So that's not what Boxing Day is. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas where the retailers want to sell the leftover stuff and people want to put away their decorations. Here in the United States, we'll probably have Christmas. Well, it won't be a surprise in the United States if you see Christmas decorations in February. Even as late as June, which is crazy. But it's all like a culture clash too, because when you think about the Burr months in the Filipino culture, they start Christmas celebration in September, which is kind of cool because Christmas is a very significant holiday for the faithful. Because Christmas is the time of year that it might be like the beginning of like the end of the old year and all that business, and the beginning of a new year and all that business. But in the long run, when you think about Christmas, that some significant things happen to the human race for us to stop pretty much the regular routine during that time. It's Christmas time. It's the holiday season. But most of the reason why I was inspired to do this vlogging this time to get away from the kind of regular scheduled ideas and the regular scheduled entertainment, was that my divorce was finalized this month, which again, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm not like saying that there's any real weight or measure to any of that. The main inspiration for this vlogging was the fact that I was divorced. Actually, it takes two to make a divorce happen. So how my ex-wife is handling it probably is pretty well, because she was checked out probably, I would honestly say she was checked out like in 2017. And that was only 2 years into the relationship. Or maybe she was on the verge of checking out, and the things cultivated really badly in the early 2018. I mean, there's a lot of very deep and very disheartening events during that time, but really, it's important for me to get across to you, to anybody, male or female, that are thinking about getting married. First of all, if you're a male, do not be eager at all. Do not be eager at all when it comes to girls, because when girls know you're eager, they'll latch onto it. Just like that girl on the back of that tram that I married in 2001. Just like that one girl. She probably could see that I was a very naive guy that thinks that he could go into a battlefield and not get hit by a bullet or a grenade or a missile, any projectile. Yeah, that's pretty important for you to think about that. Think about, like, are you naive? Do you think you could go into territory where other people, even more advanced and more bad, more like menacing, someone that has more guts than you think you could go into those minefields and not be hurt? Do you think you're going to be the exception? By all means, no, you're not.